Oh, this is going to be really one of those days you wish you were me. Well, the refrigerator has... I've already done this once. Please, I'll put a card up there. And you can watch me do it. Just don't say anything about the scar on my face. For those that don't know, I had some cancer I had to have removed from my face. I actually watched the video last night to make sure that I had all my ducks in a row as to how I wanted to fix this. What's happening is that it is trying to defrost, and the drain, there's a, I'll show you, okay? Well, anyway, in other words, I have to turn it off, get the blow dryer out, because I'm not going to just turn it off for 48 hours. It's like, why? With the invention of hair dryers. I'm totally exhausted. This hurricane, you know, Amanda's in Gainesville, so by the time it got to her, it was, you know, broke up, but it was still, it's like really a long event, a hurricane is. And Denise, I've been meaning to write you an email, but all of a sudden everybody that I know figured out that Amanda was in Florida. It's like, duh. Because Amanda used to live here, so we're all kind of friends. Last night I didn't sleep real well because that's when it was going to hit her. And she said there was like lots of clunking and weird noises. But she said there must have been gusts. But anyway, so what she did is she has a hallway in the middle of the house that can be totally shut off. Because her house can be divided into two parts, kinda. So she just made a really nice bed, and her and the cat slept there, because she was getting so tired of this long event. But she, other than a few branches in her yard, she thinks she's fine. But the refrigerator's not working, so I need to fix it. So first is, got the cooler out, storage, vacuumed it all out. So now it's time to go buy some bags of ice at 7-Eleven and fix it. And I have to go to therapy today. And this is like not really hard for me to do, but really hard for me to do with a really sore back, like to get on the floor and vacuum with some kind of fins, cooling fins underneath the refrigerator, stuff like that. It's not been fun. And when you get to our age, like, I'm probably the most spry of the people I know, even with a bad back. My daughter, and they were celebrating Gabe's birthday yesterday, so I didn't want to pull her away to help me. The kids got cell phones for Gabe's birthday. He got a Switch, something, and they each got cell phones. And this is the funniest part about them. They're so over adults being on cell phones. They kind of like looked at it and went, why? And they have programmed numbers in them. I mean, we'll see them eventually. And, but they have GPS trackers in them. So, my granddaughter loves her red lipstick. And so my daughter said, if you do not carry that with you, I will tape your red lipstick to the back of it. And then you have to. And so she's like, or super glue it, because, you know, they probably have cases on them. Only my granddaughter would have to have her red, which she prefers this MAC red, which because remember, her Christmas Betty, she wanted to just buy like it's like almost like 30, I don't know, you guys would know, some of you, how much MAC lipstick is, but they make the perfect red for her, my granddaughter. I'm just procrastinating. Well, I have to go to 7-Eleven. We have to get the refrigerator fixed. I'm too poor. I'd have to, like right now, start a GoFundMe if I needed a new refrigerator. I really would. God. Oh, I'm in financial despair. Okay. Let's go to 7-Eleven, buy ice so I can get with this, get stuff out of the freezer. So, this is the frost-free, not frost-free, and if you look, there's like ice all through here. So it's basically take these 3 screws out, then I have to pull this off, unplug the freezer first before you do anything. So there's a tube right here, which you'll eventually see, that is the, behind here is a heating element. I don't know if you know how defrost freezers work, but they actually about every 10 hours defrost. Then there's a tube here that drains through to the bottom in a little drain pan, and it's not enough water, so it just evaporates, so you never have to deal with it. But one of the things that this stops is airflow through, because a refrigerator works by, this gets cold, then air goes through the refrigerator and keeps it cold. So it's all blocked up. So we need to fix this. Again. It's cheaper than a new refrigerator though. So the hardest part was for me to find the proper socket for my ratchet or socket wrench. So I'm going to get, and I'm really bad at losing screws, so I now put them in a jar. But this is all this stuff that's like my waffles are soft. And food that was frozen is in here, because they're actually, on one side there seem to be totally frozen fruit, so we're good with that. That's already a sack I cleaned out of the refrigerator and freezer. So this, I don't know, it's still frozen. See, like the ice packs are pretty frozen. The bread isn't though. So let me get busy, and I need to set an alarm for my phone, because I have to be at therapy at 2:45. And this is the hardest part. I have to reach up. So anyway, but let me go, stop whining, and get this done. It's not gonna get done by itself. Oh, this is what happens when you're a highly intelligent woman. No, actually it's because I'm broke. I don't know. Would I pay to have this done? No. So even if I had the money, I wouldn't. Okay, bye. So as I thought, if I put my finger down the drain tube, it is frozen. So this is where boiling water and a turkey baster comes in real handy. I wonder if that was plugged into anything. I didn't see it being plugged into anything. Well, we can always check on that's the number of it. I can always look at the schematic for it. So basically it's already starting to thaw up a little. So I'm going to take the blow dryer to see how water is dripping. So after taking the blow dryer, and, you know, doing that, this is what came out. It's still dripping. The whole thing's thawing really quickly. The tube is already starting to drain. Oh, and by the way, you know, this is like, you know, that warning on the hair dryer it says, you know, don't get water. Well, water isn't dripping from above, so I'm safe. But if it was, you'd have to be really careful. And another thing is that you have to be, another piece of ice. All of these are made out of just super thin, and I mean thin, aluminum. So you have to be very gentle with dealing with certain parts of your refrigerator. I just heard the compressor turn on. That's good news. I kind of like went in freak out mode because it's like, where'd that green wire come from? And then all of a sudden it hit me. Where I was plugging in the white wire is just a cap. It's nothing. There's no male connections, as they call them, female male connections. It's just a female connection. So I went, aha, ice maker. So I just put it all back together. But it was like going, where does this green wire hook up? Where? Just wrapped it up in the wires. So it takes quite a bit for it to get cold and then for it to kick on. I have ice in the refrigerator, but I'm sure, you know, because I just want to save like the mayo and stuff like that. And I have what was still frozen. It's weird how it was only frozen on one side. And now I have this giant wreck, and I have to go to therapy at 2:45 and it's 1:30. Oh, I'm telling you, the life I live, don't you wish you were me? I bought some smart popcorn while I was out. Congrats to Lynn's and Philip DeFranco. They had another child. Congrats to them. I don't know. Like, whenever I have to do something like this, I'm like, oh, because what about if it doesn't work? But the way it was iced up and the way that I mean, even if it was getting cold, it couldn't circulate down. And there's this, I mean, refrigeration and is like not super complicated. Ernie explained it to me when he was alive in about 15 minutes, and he said, okay, this was this, he got it. And I go, yeah, airflow, return airflow, okay, got it. Well, that didn't fix it. The fan is not going inside. So, I'm trying to get a hold of my ex-husband just to run this by him because it's $70 to buy a new one. But I'm sure this is it, because thermostat should have nothing to do with it. Circuit board should have nothing to do. It should just simply come on when the cooler comes on, or the compressor. This part I'm not super good at. Well, anyway, we have to go to therapy. Okay. Well, let's go. Oh, I just looked in a mirror. I look upright. Well, I'm gonna pull my hair up or something. And we're here. We have to go. Now, more I think about it, it's the fan. Yeah. Oh well. I guess I'm going to therapy. See, here's the long hallway. It's just, and I started around that corner. So it's like, nobody's here. But the gift store is open. Yay! Well, I'm back. The fan's really high. So, while I was waiting, I was reading. One of the things is it said sometimes the fan won't turn if it won't freely turn as frozen. And two, I was watching this other video, and you know the green wire, it's a ground wire. So I don't know. I took it apart again, and the fan wouldn't turn at all. So I just pushed on it gently. So I thawed everything out again, grounded that green wire, and put it all back together, and it's working. Not good. So, fan's turning. See, as far as I understand, in case you ever want to know this, which you never will, but is that when the compressor comes on, then the cooling fan for the compressor comes on, and then the fan in the freezer comes on to circulate the air. I now have circulation. It's going to be hours before it gets cold. So I don't know what food's going to be left by then. I may just be cooking all night food. Well, I got some exercises, and and a really nice massage. It's like, I love this place. They have everything there. So, which I think was just what I needed to figure out the problem, is that my poor brain was going, Aah! So I think that's probably it. I need to throw a bunch of food away. Not. Oh well. You win some, you lose some. Oh, I still have to make that. I still may have to make that GoFundMe. Well, I love you guys, and I'm sorry that this is Monday. This is my life, and this is what happens. The refrigerator breaks. I have to fix it. I know it's not real glamorous, but refrigerators are very, just think, what would I do without my refrigerator? See? Very important. Well, I love you guys. Bye-bye.